with you today because John let me know that he has given you a very big task
Yes.
in getting Barc-ees going. And we're going to go into why Barc-ees is important to canines for Camo here in a minute. But I want to start talking about you and how you came to get this very big job. So let's begin there. Like, what got you involved in creating Barc-ees?
Well, it all started. I was at a friend's birthday, and I didn't know John at the time, and we happened to sit right next to each other. And we just started to talk, and I told him that I was a mindset coach. I break down the complex, the hard to learn, and I break it down in a simplistic form for a person to be able to understand. Because us as human beings, we're so complex. And then I also help businesses with their employees to be able to retain their employees, find ways to communicate and to connect. So we first set up a meeting to just talk more. Uh, and then as we started to talk more, I just fell in love with who John was. And so at that time, there really wasn't a way for me to be involved in the mindset or in the employees, especially with Barkey, since it's just a new business. So I just volunteered my time in other ways. So I just started to go out there and help him out some. And the next thing that I know, the person that was before me, he quit. So John gave me this wonderful opportunity to actually be a part of it and take his spot. As we get Barkeys up and going, employees coming in, then that's when I can also implement what I'm good at too in building a strong and successful team.
What skill set do you have that you are able to bring to this job to create Barkies, which is essentially a playground for pet owners and their pets? Tell me about your background.
Well, my background is well, at first I was a youth pastor, and then I did that for almost a year. Decided to leave, and then I worked for a private school that um we basically were we help kids with autism, and so I did that for nine years. I started as a TA, basically, just the low spot. Then in 3 months, they asked me to become an RBT, which was I had to go through special training for all of that. Then became the lead RBT, and that's when I started to have people underneath me with teams, with students, with everything, and so I did that for 9 years. And then there was just no room for me to grow. So I decided to just branch out. I tried life insurance for just a tad bit. I'm like, that it wasn't for me. So then I fell in love. I'm like, well, I love to help people out. I'm big on mindset. So I'm gonna start my own business. So I started to do that. I can come in to a situation I don't know I can know anything about it, like I don't know anything about it. And then once I get the basis of what the person is trying to do or what the company is trying to do, I can't explain it. My brain just starts to put pieces together, and then I'm able to see a person for who they are and the skill sets that they all offer. Then with my system, my significance, that is me seeing like how does this person or how does this team fit? Like how can I find the right chemistry? I believe that's my biggest skill set is to be able to understand, implement, and then grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It sounds like you're really good at overcoming challenges, and
Yes.
especially when you were working with the kids with autism. And I'm sure that that is something that, you try to implement in them too, is to help them understand that there are ways to overcome challenges. Can you talk about that and maybe personally how you were able to overcome whatever challenges you have to get where you are today?
Well, yes. So, a long story short, I grew up, well, I was diagnosed with a severe speech impediment, and the speech therapist told me and my mom that I would never ever be able to talk clear in my life. And so my mom would have to take me for about 7 years straight, Monday through Friday, for an hour or more, just so that I can start to talk.
Mm,
Back when I was young, it took about 5 minutes for me to get just a 3 word sentence out.
mm,
And so dealing with that, I just never allowed that to, I didn't allow his words to govern my life. So I always had that heart to push through. And um, so I started to learn about the mind, meditation, did it all, like how, like what is the cause of why I stutter, all of this, which there's no known, there is, there's really no known reason of why a person does stutter. There are three theories. There are three, um, yeah, theories of why a person does, but they can't they can't pin it on this is the cause. And so with that, at first I kind of felt defeated because like, man, I want to know why. But the biggest thing that I found was for me, it was anxiety, fear, and wanting to fit in. So I had to face depression, because people don't want to understand that, like of what it's like, the anxiety of speaking, being made fun of, of having so much to say but not being able to say it. And
mhm,
so face the fear. If my mom would have took me to the doctor, to a therapist, I probably would have been diagnosed with severe depression, because it was very tough for me to say, like not being able to say a lot of words, stuttering, speaking in front of classes, reading the books. My teachers thought that I was dumb because I didn't want to read out loud. I'm like, no, I'm not dumb. I just don't want to read out loud in front of everybody.
yeah.
And so then you have also your stigmas of he's stuttering, so he must be lying, So just
Mm,
I just dealt with all of that. And I I don't know. I just didn't have that heart to give up. I
Mm.
just I just wanted to push through, persevere, and I believed that I could speak as clear as I wanted to speak. And so through that, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna become a public speaker. Like out of all things, I'm gonna become a public speaker. And so did I did that, then that's when I went to ministry school. I'm like, because I love to help people. My daddy was a pastor, so I did that route, and then which led me to the private school of being of dealing with kids with autism. And with me dealing with what I dealt with, I kind of sense how they felt
Mhm.
not being able to speak because we dealt with kids who were could function in school to what we call our non-verbal kids, the more severe. And so I in a way I understood their anger, their frustrations, the lack of communication, their not being a, able to vocalize how they truly feel inside.
Mhm.
And so I just use that to be able to understand their situation. But I also knew for me is I got treated differently. People looked at me as somebody that stuttered, like that was the identity that was given to me from everybody else. So for them, I saw them as human beings that are going through this. So I treated them like a human being. I talked to them like a human being, and I believe that they sense that.
Mhm.
And so our relationships grew and grew, and I was basically known in a way as the dad of the group. Like kids can be acting up, then when I walk into the room, they'll be like, yeah, that just so able to connect with them like that just definitely helped out. So that's how I developed my skills to be able to break something down in a simplistic way and to be able to teach, because with them you had to like when it came to math, teaching them colors, how to brush their teeth. You had to be able to break it down, be aware of where they were at. Yeah, because everybody has again their own learning style too. So I had to be able to know their learning style to fit the information in and make it where they could easily receive it, to understand it, and then to be able to also process it where they can do it their own selves.
Mhm.
And so then also dealing with the frustrations that they have, because it wasn't it wasn't always a safe environment. So I dealt with kids trying to bite me, hit me. Like there was a few times, well, definitely more than a few times that I was almost stabbed with a pencil. So just also being aware of that, of an intense atmosphere, but still being able to bring that peace. I would just say from that is is how I been able to overcome the the adversities to help me in this position that I am in now.
Hmm. How I got the part about, how you discovered that you had the stutter and you managed to work your way through because you did not want to just accept the diagnosis, the initial
Mhm.
diagnosis. How did you find that strength? Because you were a child for a good part of that, and you dealt with, like you said, the stigma and the bullies, and even the professionals telling you stuff. How did you get your mind to the place that it needed to be that you could start to communicate effectively?
Well, my family, my brothers were athletes, but besides that, I it was just it was just something in me. Like that's really what I just had this determination of where like I am going to push through. And I believe also a big impact of that was my mom. You know, I'm sorry,
I
but
understand.
so just to have her to believe in me,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
uh, somebody that I could come and talk to, because she was the only person that I for real would talk to. Like, you know, she was just very patient with me. So
Mhm. Sounds like mama was a good influence.
yeah,
Well, when you have somebody in your corner and they're constantly telling you that you're going to be a successful person and you are going to be strong and able to overcome challenges, you start to believe them. It sounds like she didn't give
yeah,
up at all.
yes,
Good for her. And you managed to keep that mindset going. And it sounds like because you were so determined to overcome that challenge, that really any challenge, like, oh, I don't know, building an entire amusement location for people in Marshfield didn't intimidate you.
yes, it did not.
You're like, if I can do this, I can build
Mhm.
Barc-ees.
Yeah, yes,
All right,
yeah,
so let's talk about Bark-ees. I would say that you're kind of a project manager. Is that a good description of what you're doing?
yes. Project manager, code director. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Tell people what they can expect when Bark-ees is up and running.
Okay. Well, what you can expect is high quality service, amazing food, amazing coffee. We also have teas. We also have shakes, um, which will be a unique experience, especially for the lovers of their pets, which are dogs, for people to be able to bring their pets into um, a multi functioning establishment where they know that they will be treated well, or they'll be able to relax. And also, if you have kids, traveling, I have two boys, so to be able to bring my boys, if it's 2 hours of traveling to 20 hours of traveling. Kids, pets can get restless. So to be able to provide that, where kids will have an opportunity to play, to have fun, to climb, to let out their energy, and also for the pets to be able to do the same thing.
There's something for the kids to do when they get there. There's something for the dogs to do when they get there.
Yes.
There's food, there's coffee, there's fun. And
Hmm.
the way that it's going to benefit canines for Camo is there's certain kinds of games that people can play there. And the money that goes into those machines, as I understand it, is going to, in some part, go to Canines for Camo to fund our program.
Yes. Hmm.
What kind
Yes.
of games
So
are these?
okay, so there's we have the claw machine.
Yeah.
We have we also have carousels where kids can ride those. And then we all also have I forgot that the name. I think it's just the ski balls, or where you
Mm-hmm.
throw the balls up and you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So kind of like carnival type
yeah.
games. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that'll definitely entertain the children.
Yeah.
And for the dogs, what are they going to get when they show up?
Well, for right now, they're gonna have a place where there's gonna be a place for dogs that need to be on the leash, that they'll be be on it. And there's gonna be dogs that are good with not being on a leash. Um, we're gonna have different toys. We're gonna have outside for them to be able to use the restroom. But I think our biggest thing is going to be the bubble area, because bubbles are something that dogs cannot get possessive over. So dogs will be able to run and play, try to catch the bubbles and all of that. Like if it pops, it's not a big deal. And
Mhm.
then also to be able to go to where their owners are going, especially for the ones that might have anxiety, be
Mhm.
able, okay, I can go eat with my own owner too, because we're also going to have doggy treats, special doggy meals that the dogs can have to be able to eat too.
Mhm. Yeah, because if you're traveling and you have your animal
Mm.
with you, the animal has to sit in the car
Yeah.
while you go into a restaurant and there's heat, there's a variety of concerns with that. So this way the dog just comes in with you. So let's talk about pricing because people always want to know how much is it going to cost me. Do you guys have that worked out yet?
We are still in the process of working that out, because again, the cafe is going to be free to come in, but it's just the warehouse part. We're still pricing that and trying to figure out the right price for that. So that is our phase two, right? The phase one is getting the cafe open, and for that, I'm still in the process of finalizing how much everything is going to cost me, but because the coffee is going to be at a reasonable price, the food's going to be at a reasonable price,
Mhm.
and so we're just, that part is almost complete, just getting the manufacturers down locked, and I'm seeing what they charge, and so that we can provide a reasonable service.
Mhm. Do you guys have an opening date in mind?
Well, we are hoping for the end of August, but we have had a few setbacks that were not our um, part to play. With dealing with business,
Yeah.
you know, you there's just things where people basically the communication part, so but we are hoping that it's going to be the end of August because we're all like excited to get this going. Yeah.
What are you most excited about with this project? When you wake up in the morning and you're getting excited to go start another day with it, what are you most excited about?
I am excited is the functionality of it all,
Mm-hmm.
of where the versatility to where um I'm able to just be a part of something new, innovative, and I also get to do what I love to do is to work with people to build a team, to create a successful business, and to be able to share that with everybody.
And once this one's done, if I understand you correctly, you have more to build.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we're actually in a process of working on our Branson location too. So that's our next goal.
Okay, great. Well, it sounds like you are go on track, and it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful project for anybody who owns a pet. Even locals who aren't traveling, can take their pet down there and then just enjoy the time and being around other dogs. So it sounds like it's a win for anybody who owns a pet, and it's a win for Canines for Camo because, we are always trying to find ways to fund, and John is so gracious to, let us be involved in that and get a little bit of funding out of it. So I would like to encourage everyone to take their dogs down there, play the games.
Yes, yes.
I appreciate so much, Chris. And you know what? You are doing just fine on that communication goal that you had for yourself as a child. Don't forget that, we have a current president, at least for 6 more months, who also had a stutter. And look
Yes.
what he did. He went on to
Mhm.
lead our country. So I have no doubt that you're going to achieve amazing things.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate you speaking to me and having me on here.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, you get back to work because I know you have a lot to do. And thanks for carving out 30 minutes for me. And I will be back in touch when things are put together. And I just wish you all the luck in the world.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
This right here is the castle town. It's gonna be made of slides and tubes. So all the kids, when they slide, will slide into the middle, so all that excitement isn't out where the dogs are.
Right.
So the middle will be an itty bitty city.
Oh.
It'll have Western style. It'll have a jail, a store. Like my kids love selling stuff to each other at the store.
Right.
And over there, the backdrop will be what you can change into because we're doing like the Branson type old-timey photos, yeah. And so we can do those on the stairs or with that backdrop. We have the 2 bathrooms to change in, and we'll probably make that a door so the kids can change under. But most of the costumes, you just put over your clothes. And they're for dogs and kids. So that's the middle. The middle is on leash. Everywhere is on leash except for Bubble Town, and that's fenced in. It'll have bubbles going constantly and a couple other dog games. Throughout the whole building, though, will be like pull games, different things that they can, as they're walking through, there'll be tug toy. Just everywhere the dog goes, there's something for them to do. Little, we should get the AC in here this week because it's getting a little hot, but little pools as well, just for fill them with bottles, throw something in there with scent, and the dogs have to find it. You know, just lots of little games.